What is good, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of Audible Bias. My name is Blake DeJarnett, and I'm going to be your host of the show. Before we dive in, let me tell you what the show is. Basically, every week, me and a bunch of my buddies are going to pick who is going to win every NFL game. Why is bias in the title? Because me and a bunch of my buddies are very biased. We all support a lot of different teams. Personally, I think the Titans are going to go all the way this year, but we also have fans, a lot of Seahawks fans, a lot of Bills fans, Browns, Texans, Eagles. Going to get a lot of diverse takes and a lot of diverse input here. Let me address where I am. Right now, I'm at my fraternity house in my room. Not yet a studio, but sometimes you got to come from the mud. And speaking of teams that are coming out of the mud, let's talk about Thursday night football. We got Browns and we got Bengals. Let's start talking about this new week of football by talking about the last week of football. Joe Burrow is driving down the field, fresh off of the national championship, rookie debut, home game. Looks like he's setting up for the big storyline win. And, he throws it to A.J. Green, they get a PI, and Burrow gets another shot. Or at least that's what I thought was going to happen. I thought they were going to give this rookie a chance to win the game in spectacular NFL media fashion. Instead, they go for the kick, and Randy Bullock misses it and tragically gets injured on the same play. Also tragically, the Bengals signed a new kicker the next day. And then, I don't know, maybe Randy Bullock is praying, but he's healthy. He's healthy all of a sudden. I'm not going to say that he faked the injury because he lost the game. I will imply it, though. Reason I didn't talk much about the Browns because I don't want to. The Browns suck. They've sucked for a few years now. OBJ, Jarvis Landry, Baker Mayfield, those three, everyone's talking about all the talent they have. They're still losing games. And I think as long as Baker is there, the Cleveland Browns are going to be a bad team. But the Bengals are also a bad team, and Cleveland's going to win at 17-10. Let's start Sunday's games by talking about the Tennessee Titans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, as a Washington State Cougar fan and student, I like to see Gardner Minshew do well in the league. 19 for 20 with 3 touchdowns against an Indianapolis Colts team that was supposed to be a lot better than they were. That's cool. I hope Minshew Mania, sweeps the nation. But as a Tennessee Titans fan, I hope the Jags lose out. I hope that was the only game they win this year and they get the top pick like they were expected to. As for the Titans, they played pretty soft, didn't they? Losing Rashawn Evans to an ejection and a Dory Jackson injury hurt the pass defense a lot. And, all credit to Drew Lock. He played it well. Not going to talk about Gostkowski. Everyone knows why. He's still our kicker, I guess. Won the game. Dumb. 24-21, Titans win. Next up is going to be Gunner talking about the Dolphins and the Bills.
Howdy, football fans. We got the Bills versus Dolphins coming up week 2. Bills are coming off a strong win. Totally unbiased reporter here. Dolphins got destroyed by the Patriots real quick. Fitzpatrick coming off 3 picks in a game. That's looking rough. Josh Allen had his best game of his career statistically. 300-plus yards, 3 touchdowns, 60 rushing yards. It's looking good for the young boys. My prediction is it's going to be a tough, low-scoring game. Probably be about 24 to 3. Bills will destroy the Dolphins because the Dolphins always suck, and the Bills are going to win the Super Bowl this year. So get ready for a good game, and go Bills!
The Denver Broncos are taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Last time we saw the Denver Broncos, they lost to my Tennessee Titans in what seemed like a close game, but it really wasn't. Gostkowski missed a lot of field goals. Had he hit those, it would not have been a one-score game. But, nevertheless, Denver looked pretty good. Their run defense looked solid. Their offense has some problems. I saw a lot of drops from a lot of different guys. Jerry Jeudy having 4 catches on 8 targets is not amazing, but he did turn those 4 catches into 65 yards. Look at the bright side sometimes. Ben Roethlisberger got to come back, and he looked like a middle-of-the-pack quarterback against a bad Giants defense. I do think Steelers D is all right, manageable, reliable, but they did give up 16 first downs through the air. It's going to be a shootout, high-scoring game. Steelers take it 38-28.
What's up, everyone? This is Hayden from Audible Bias Crew, and I'm here to give you guys my take on the Texans-Ravens game, Week 2 NFL. Now, the Ravens, they were very successful Week 1. Can't say the same about the Texans. Big Texans fan here. It hurt my heart to see them lose to the Chiefs, but this week I've got to go with the Ravens again because the Texans they'll really have a tough time stopping Lamar Jackson, their new rookie running back, J.K. Dobbins, who was very effective week 1. And for the Texans to have a chance in this game, they need Deshaun Watson to get really active with Randall Cobb and Brandon Cooks and continue working with Will Fuller and just work on that run game. Final score prediction, 35-24, Ravens win.
The San Francisco 49ers are going to play the New York Jets, and Jimmy G looks terrible. That's how I'm going to start that because that's what needs to be said. I understand that he doesn't have Deebo Samuel still sitting on the IR, and I'm sure he's missing Emmanuel Sanders. George Kittle got hurt during the game, and even that could help his case a little bit, but what I saw was bad decision-making and a lot of bad thrown balls. I should never see a ball underthrown to the end zone when it's a one-on-one matchup. Toss it up, man. Let your receiver go get it. Have some faith that someone's going to make a play. The New York Jets are terrible. San Francisco 49ers is going to win 35-13.
What is up, everybody? This is Schmitty picking Week 2 NFL game. I got the Atlanta Falcons, Dallas Cowboys, 10 a.m. start. Money line is leaning towards Dallas with a 4.5 point spread. I'll break it down, though. So Atlanta, both these teams are coming off a kind of a bad Week 1 start. Atlanta losing to Seattle, Dallas losing to the Rams in a questionable pass interference call, but I expect this game to be a high-scoring affair. I think the Cowboys are going to come out ready to play. I expect Dak to play well. I expect Zeke to play well, and I think Atlanta's just struggling on defense. So I like the Cowboys to get the dub in a shootout, high-scoring game.
Aaron Rodgers is pissed. He just took what I thought was the best secondary in the NFL with Anthony Harris and Harrison Smith, 2 top 5 safeties according to Pro Football Focus, knocked their books out of their hands and ate their collective lunches. 364 yards and 4 touchdowns. I started the Vikings defense in fantasy football this week because I thought they were going to be good. And I ended up playing against a guy who started Devontae Adams. I was made an example of in my league. I never stood a chance. Minnesota's defense was just made an example out of by Aaron Rodgers. League is on notice. Now they have to play the Detroit Lions. And man, it sucks to be a Lions fan. I felt bad. I felt like my stomach dropped when DeAndre Swift dropped that ball. And I felt so bad for every Lions fan. But the Lions can't win games and made Mitch Trubisky look like Aaron Rodgers in the fourth quarter. Except now you have to play actual Aaron Rodgers, who's playing the entire game like it's clutch Aaron Rodgers from 3 years ago, just lobbing up whatever he wants. 42-13 Packers. Stay mad, Lions fans.
All right. We got the Arizona Cardinals versus the Washington football team, and Arizona's going to win 24-7. Kyler's going to tear it up. D-Hop's going to tear it up. Haskins is going to suck, as usual. Cardinals' defense is going to step up because they played a lot better. After what the Cardinals did to the 49ers, it's an obvious pick. I'm going to be right.
New York Giants are going to go to Chicago to play this week. Before I dive into that, let me address why I'm in a different room than I was before. It got loud near my room in the first hall, so I moved to the second floor. Congratulations, Bears. Y'all put yourself in a hole and then dug your way out of it, and I didn't think y'all could do that. The question is, does Mitch Trubisky's performance in the fourth quarter make up for how he played the rest of the game? Absolutely not. He was terrible. He was still overthrowing balls, still tossing up ducks, and I am not convinced that he's the future of the Bears. And I think a lot of Bears fans think the same. As for the Giants, Daniel Jones had some bright spots, no doubt, thanks to Darius Slayton, but he still looks shaky at spots. The biggest problem I see the Giants facing right now is Jason Garrett being incompetent. I don't understand why they didn't air it out more to Saquon Barkley. He was playing his best football when he's in the open field, a lot harder to tackle then, yet they kept calling for him to run it up the gut. And that's why he had, 15 carries and 8 yards. Poor coaching is going to lose this one. Chicago wins this one 24-13.
It's Joe here from Audible Bias. I have the Seahawks-Patriots game this week. Both teams took dubs week 1. Money line's looking at over under 44. I have the Seahawks scoring 38 by themselves. They're letting Russ cook. They're listening to the fans. They're throwing the ball over the yard. We got Lockett. We got DK. We got Will Dissly. We got Greg Olsen. There is no way you can contain this Seahawks offense this year. And then you pair Jamal Adams on the defensive side of things, flying all over the yard, letting him work. Cam and Belichick going to be a nasty combo all year long. But, they got a week 1 patty cake matchup with the Dolphins. The Dolphins are terrible. They're going to be terrible for the next 10 years unless they let Tua cook. Tua's not going to be ready to cook for another 2 years. So I've got the Seahawks winning this game easily over the Patriots.
Minnesota Vikings are going to be taking on the Indianapolis Colts in Indiana this week. Let's talk about the Vikings last week to start. Kirk Cousins was 2 for 4 at halftime. Now, that's already telling enough of how Minnesota's trying to run this offense. But I think it also tells a little bit on why they lost in such spectacular fashion. You know, when Kirk Cousins got the chance to throw the ball more in the second half of the game, he looked better. You know, they looked good. They started scoring touchdowns. And I think that their defense getting blown out is more telling of how good Aaron Rodgers and the Packers are than it is of how, bad Minnesota Vikings defense is. I don't know, though. Maybe I'm just like a Vikings closet fan. I like the Vikings. I do like to see them do well. But if they do lose to the Colts, then I'm just going to lose all hope in them going far anymore. I'll stop picking them in the NFC. For the Colts, Marlon Mack is injured. And I've already said everything else I want to say about the Colts. Phillip Rivers sucks. Vikings 21-6.
All right, we got another big teller game here in Week 2. We got the Los Angeles Rams heading to Philadelphia to play against the Eagles. The Rams come off of an awesome Week 1 win thanks to Jalen Ramsey's awesome flopping ability. The Eagles flopped completely to the Washington football team, giving up 27 unanswered and 8 sacks. Yeah, 8 sacks. Eagles are 2.5-point favorites right now. I think the O-line hopefully fine-tune some things this week, or Aaron Donald is going to get double-digit sacks himself. The Rams are 0-6 in their last 6 meetings against the Eagles. I do like the Eagles in this one. The over-under is 48.5. I think it's going to be a lower-scoring game. I think Deshaun Jackson finds the end zone in the first half, and I think the Eagles win this one 20-14.
Kansas City Chiefs are facing off against the Los Angeles Chargers. And here's something that I don't think is talked about enough. Let's look at the LA Chargers. Really look at it. 2018 and 2019 teams, what they've done the past 2 years. 2018, they went 12-4 and won a game in the playoffs against the Baltimore Ravens. Only had to play in the wild card game because the Chiefs were so good. That year, they had 5 games decided by 3 or less points. And of those 5 games, they won 4 of them. Which is had they lost those 4 games, definitely wouldn't have even made the playoffs. 4 games is huge in the NFL. That's a fourth of the season. So now let's look at the 2019 Chargers and what happened. They had 5 games, again, that were decided by less than 3 points, but this time they only won 1 of them, and they missed the playoffs. It makes you wonder which Chargers team you're going to see this year. Is it going to be the one that's winning those close games, or is it going to be the one that's losing them? But none of that matters this week, because they're playing the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Chargers don't beat good teams. Chiefs win 38-24.
What's up, boys? My name's Kobe, and my game this week is I got the Panthers versus Bucks. My hot take is I'm taking the Bucks, 37-20. Saying this because Panthers just got off a loss against the Las Vegas Raiders, who are a team and they're still trying to find their identity and trying to find their way in this league, versus the Buccaneers, who barely lost to the New Orleans Saints, who are a very identified team and have got fucking Hall of Famers on their roster, and Drew Brees and stuff, and one of the best teams in the NFC. Taking Bucks. Tom Brady's going to link up with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and maybe the party animal himself, Rob Gronkowski, and they're going to throw for at least 4 touchdowns, 300 yards. That's my take.
What's good, boys? We've got Saints Raiders in Week 2 to cap off the week. Both teams come into this game 1-0, and this game is being played at the beautiful new stadium down in Las Vegas, Nevada. I like the Saints in this game, 27-17. Alvin Kamara will lead the charge against a Raiders defense that is not good against the run. Michael Thomas is inactive for this game. However, Drew Brees is a veteran. Sean Payton will have his offense ready to roll. Most importantly about this game, though, the over-under, set at 50.5. The only thing I like more than football is making money, and if you want to make some money, bet the under. Hammer it with both hands. I like the under in this game. You'll make a lot of money. Take it from me. Saints 27-17, bet the under.
And that'll pretty much do it for the first episode of Audible Bias. Thank you for tuning in, and I want to thank all my boys for helping me make this video and for putting in a lot of time and effort to get this rolling so quick. If you think any of my boys had some bad takes, let them hear it in the comments. They got thick skin. They can do some trash talking. They'd love to hear it. If you think I had any bad takes, well, then you're probably just wrong. My name's Blake DeJarnett, and I'll see you next week.